if you are not ethical in today's world, you will actually not sustain. We are here to build sustainable businesses. We are here to build sustainable businesses where reputation is capital. There was a time when we used to think that capital is money. But in today's world, more and more, in today's cross-border world, flat world, open world, reputation is capital. You do business with reputation. You settle dues with reputation. I'll tell you a couple of examples. There was an oil leak, an oil container in North Sea actually created a huge oil slick, and it was Shell. And that was like many, many decades ago. Even today, a child growing up in North America actually holds Shell responsible for it. Okay. But few years ago, BP had a similar situation where a ship on the coast of Florida actually discharged crude, and it had significant damage. And there was a huge uproar and cry. People said, isn't the CEO of BP responsible? People said, why are you holding the CEO responsible? And BP is a good company. And sometimes wrong things happen, mistakes happen. Okay? Give them another chance. So one company has not been forgiven. And for another company, people said, accidents happen. So what is the difference? Difference is BP had more reputation capital. So BP was able to overcome that crisis because it had built this huge reputation. So when you are ethical, okay, it is not just about being a Mahatma. Your ethicality is building reputation, and someday things may go wrong, will go wrong. You build a company, you are very good and everything else, but then you appoint a very senior person and there's a sexual harassment charge tomorrow. One company will continuously have convulsive headline in newspapers because of that issue. And in another, people will say, this has happened, it's unfortunate, but the company is not entirely responsible. They will come to make sense and to persuade people to give the company another chance. So ethicality is not just about becoming a Mahatma. Ethicality is a process, consistent process through which you build reputational capital. Companies need reputational capital. Another example I'll give you is in 1990s, Wipro, under the leadership of Azim Premji, was trying to negotiate a joint venture, and I was part of the joint venture negotiation team with General Electric. 1990 was the year. And G was at that time one of the top 50 Fortune 500 companies. And Wipro was, globally was not a well-known company. G was looking for a joint venture partner in India, and they had spent years looking for zeroing in on who should be that joint venture partner. And Wipro was not the chosen one. There's another company, I'm not going to tell you the name of the company, which was the chosen one. Now, very interestingly, the matter went to Jack Welch, who was the chairman of G at that point in time. And the people who presented the options and asked him to endorse the decision basically said that Wipro doesn't have strong marketing capability. Wipro's salespeople are not aggressive enough. And the other company was known for its aggression. Let their sales and marketing people loose, and they will go and they will snatch a piece of meat from the mouth of the lion. That was their reputation. And when all things were considered, Jack Welch actually settled for Wipro because of Wipro's stellar reputation for integrity. because G wanted to bring in G medical systems. And the medical systems business is often a very corrupt business because of the nexus between pharmaceutical companies, equipment companies, hospitals, doctors. So G wanted a company that will not compromise the ethicality. And even as Wipro was considered to be less competent from a sales and marketing point of view, because of Azim Premji's own reputation and the reputation of Wipro, that Wipro will never ever bribe anybody. They will lose business but not pay a bribe. The G joint venture came to them. And even today, after decades, that joint venture exists. So, Premji will tell you that it makes business sense to be ethical. So how much of actual value, economic value got created? Because he stood his ground. So ethicality and profits are not either or, as many people think in India. And the time is over, people, and I'm very glad that today's generation is raising these kinds of questions. If you want to build a memorable company, you have to pay your taxes right. And ethicality begins by paying your taxes right.